So Friday night, Uncle Bucko finally came to the shop, picked up the 64, and took it down to his shop. Since my shop is completely full of Billy's Nova and the S10's blown up, the 55 Chevy 327 still sitting in there, and we're constantly working on the street cars, there's not much room in there for him to work on the 64.
Okay, got everything laid out. Here's your box, lines, brackets. This is all stuff that goes under the dash. The air compressor pump, condenser, accumulator, lines, brackets for the AC pump. Lovely pile of wires. Yay! Soon you'll be riding in heat and AC. Gonna make it go up in here.
Now I have to admit, this is the most organized I've seen Jeremy my entire life.
So we're gonna start with something the other knuckleheads probably would just throw to the side, and that's the installation instructions. Step 1, remove shit. Yeah, this is gonna get complex. Here we go.
So I guess that's that. No more reading the instructions. So anyway, while Jeremy's down there at his shop working on the 64, up at my place, we're still working on the old Malibu, trying to get all this wiring taken care of. And evidently, Uncle Bucko had to run down and see Mark just about closing time to look for some fittings.
Service, I say. You gotta reproduce, don't you? It's gonna be the end of the world.
Tyler, aka Thing One, has just become a father for the first time, and I'm not sure if he's more embarrassed to talk about that or the nipples Jeremy's looking for.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to find your nipples.
Yeah, well, they're not over there, and you're not allowed near them.
Well, I only found 2 anyway, so.
That figures.
Evidently, Buckwheat's trying to rig up some airlines for his shop.
It's like no air for me this weekend, because Chumpy can't keep stuff in stock.
So after he gets done visiting down at Mark's, he comes up to the shop to help me, Billy, and Rob work on the Malibu for a few minutes. So what's your plan here?
I've got the instructions
I
read.
got the instructions read.
I got everything laid out on the bench. I got all the parts located.
You read the instructions.
Yeah, and the checklist to make sure they did send us all the components, which it was supposedly checked, but I double checked it.
That makes me feel so much better.
I could just duct tape it in. That's probably what you would do. I'm right, ain't I? Duct tape and self-tappers. So Monday I should be ready to run down to Chumpy's, have him crimp the lines that I'll have cut and trimmed and ready to go and clocked. And then I'll see about the belting for the AC pump. I might have to change the belt on it. But other than that, you'll have AC. I need to know about your power steering you said you were going to do.
I'll have to figure that out.
Well, I was talking to Chumpy about it, and he was going on about how this gearboxes are special, but
Hey, I'm trying to freaking record over here. Enos Louinus, what are you watching?
This fucking car driving from the trailer.
All right, I'll stop down and check on you here in a little bit. So Buckwheat's headed back down to his shop to work on the 64, and we're just about done for the night working on the Malibu. We're all getting pretty tired, and it's time to take a break. You can tell Robbie's tired when he gets so slap happy, he starts modeling. So last night we got the new Nitrous Express Maximizer 5 fired up in the Malibu for the first time. But I didn't realize until last night that regardless of the fact that I have the touchscreen, I still need a laptop to download the software and get the programming started. So when I told Vicky I was going to run in town this morning, she threw out maybe a trip to IHOP as well. And that sounds like the perfect reason to get the Malibu out of the shop and go for a ride in this cool, crisp October air. So while Vicky's getting ready, I went ahead and cleaned the Malibu up a little bit, backed it outside and let it warm up for the first time in 3 or 4 days. But it feels more like a month, especially when you know that days like this are coming to an end sooner rather than later here in Ohio. Although we usually try and go south and go race a little bit in the fall, the opportunity to just step outside and go for a drive can't be taken for granted. We managed to make it in town before the after-church rush and got to IHOP before the big rush. And then after we had breakfast, we drove over to Best Buy to go in and look at laptops. Now the first thing I found when I got in there was these Chromebooks. And I called Uncle Jimmy Dale, and he said that is absolutely not what you want to get. So, finally got one of the Geek Squad guys over here. He said this is about the only thing they got in stock today.
Yeah.
And I need it today.
Yeah. You're impatient. Let's just use that word. You're impatient.
All right, so he's checking to see if he's got anything other than white. I said I could spray paint it, and he said not to do that. You were wanting me to get this $99 thing.
Well, yeah. That's a deal.
Yeah, but look at this. If you turn that S this way, it says anus. We finally got a salesman that was willing to come over and try to help some guy in bib overalls pick out a laptop. And Uncle Jimmy Dale says it passes inspection, so we loaded it up in the car and we head back home, right past National Trail Raceway where I had hoped to be racing this weekend. But it could always be worse. At least I'm not out there picking out pumpkins or sticking my head through painted plywood, getting my picture taken with my head on a scarecrow body. Nah, I'd much rather be trying to figure out a brand new laptop and downloading software off Nitrous Express's website, which is the very first thing I got started on as soon as I got back to the shop. I absolutely dread having to work with a laptop, but unbelievably, this whole process went really easy, even for someone who is computer illiterate like I am. Honestly, all I had to do was watch the videos that are posted on Nitrous Express's YouTube channel, and they walked me through 99% of this deal. And the couple little questions I did have, Billy was able to help me through. So while Billy's finishing up with the software, I go ahead and check for leaks underneath the hood and then strap a fresh bottle in the trunk of the Malibu. And after a few minutes with the nitrous bottle heater turned on, the bottle pressure's up and ready to go. The only thing I've got left to do before I can make a test hit is charge the draggy and make a few shock adjustments. And then, me and Junior head out to make our first test hit on the new Perfect Converter Company 9.5-inch nitrous converter and the new Nitrous Express billet double crossbar plate. Once we got up close to the spot, I stopped, got out of the Malibu, checked the tire pressures, and we rolled the old Malibu up to the starting line to do our burnout. I put a new set of 275 drag radials on the back of the Malibu a week ago, and they've definitely helped. I could barely even do a burnout in the car. I was a little bit confused because the car left so good I thought for sure the nitrous came on, but it didn't. That was all motor. For some reason, the nitrous kit never turned on. We checked it before we left the house, and the progressor worked off the wide open throttle switch with the engine shut off. So I explained to Billy there must be something in the settings that's screwing things up. Let's just go back to the shop and check everything out and go over everything in the computer one more time. I'm sure it's a simple fix. So we pull the Malibu in the shop, and I let June Pup out of the back seat. She's itching to get out and see Scrappy. And then Billy and I get out the laptop, plug it into the Max 5, and start looking for something that we've missed. And that's when Billy notices that with the car sitting there idling at 1,000 RPM, the Max 5 shows 7,000 RPM. So that's all it was. It was just that multiplier for the tax signal was set at a different set. What did you set it at?
From the factory, it was set at ×1, and then we set it at divided by 4.
Oh, okay.
So
that's all it was?
Yeah, it probably just depends what kind of box you're hooked up to on this thing, where it's
Yeah.
getting signal from.
Okay. So that's the only reason the nitrous didn't come on, but that's okay, because when I went up here, I told you I'd rather just kind of make a motor hit first.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's good that we saw what it did on motor, and we know that it's a little bit lean on the motor.
yeah, we went and kind of made a test pass on the way home and checked our air fuel ratio at wide open throttle, and this cool air, it's a little bit lean.
Yeah, it was like 12.5 to 12.8, and then 13 on the flash on the shift.
Yeah, so That's all right. I'll go ahead and make a couple little adjustments to the carburetor, and we didn't even have a bang button for the kit or a purge set up tonight anyway, so Robbie will probably get that stuff all hooked up tomorrow, and then we'll be good to go.
Cool.
Maybe make a little hit tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean it left pretty good on the motor. I think that converter.
Oh, listen, it's a freaking race now. You heard me?
It's been a race. I don't know why you've been so worried.
Dude, that Mustang leaves like crazy. You don't have to progress shit. You just leave on it.
Yeah, I'm about to leave on some more.
Well, I hope you do. I hope you scatter that freaking T5 all over the place. But seriously, dude, that freaking Mustang, all you gotta do is leave on it, and it just takes it.
Yeah.
And that's the fastest 60 foot I've ever been on the street with this car.
Really?
On motor, yeah.
Wow. You should probably just keep leaving on motor. I don't think it'll take much more. It was
No.
It was kind of like, I heard the tires squealing a little bit, you know?
I felt like it was spinning once it got out there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to watch the video back, but I think we probably need to tighten up the front shocks and slow the front end down.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. But fresh set of tires on the back, full tank of fuel, that made a big difference in it.
Yeah, it looked good. It looked real good. Hopefully you get some confidence back.
All right, everybody, welcome back. So I'm out here tonight finishing up this video a little bit. Tomorrow's Monday, and Kenny and Robbie and everybody be back tomorrow. I'm hoping that tomorrow we can go ahead and get the purge hooked up, and I want to get the button on the shifter hooked up so that I can grab one or the other kit as a scramble button, both for index and bracket, and also in case I get into some trouble on the street and I need a little more, I'll have it. Previously, when I was running index, all I had was the one kit. So if it was progressed in, that's all I had. So I always had to make sure I was setting a little bit faster than the index, just in case it spins or a little wind or something. You know, you never know what's going to happen. But now I can go ahead and set the car to run the index on the first kit and still have the second kit to grab it in case I need a little bit more to finish line drive. So that's going to be really, really nice. Billy and I took the car out tonight and just rolled into the first kit. The stage one on this thing is only jetted for 150 horsepower. 150 horsepower. But that's what it's jetted for. And I can tell you it runs just as good, if not better, than the old plate did on 200. Remember I told you that was probably going to happen? The other thing is I ran this thing up to 7,200 RPM and no valve float, no problems. I think we've got that under control. The kit ran clean. I've got just a little bit of carburetor tuning I want to get done yet. I think it's just a little bit lean on the carburetor. The kit seems to be perfect, but the carburetor itself probably needs to go up a couple jet sizes, especially when it's this cold outside like it is here in October now. So that's no big deal. In other news, I think Billy has found a block. He found a block. It's an aluminum block, and there's only one problem. It's a raised cam location block, and it takes a larger cam core. I think it takes a big block cam core. So he's headed to Bob's tomorrow to try and figure out some way of putting one engine back together for the S10. I'm not sure whether he's going to piece together the 23-degree motor for now, because we need to go someplace in November that's pretty important, and that's on the top of his priority list right now. If we can't piece the S10 back together, he's going to go ahead and try and piece the Nova back together. But he's really not wanting to throw that Nova back together in a hurry. He's wanting to take his time on the Nova, and I don't blame him. But so we'll see what happens. I know Billy's headed to Bob's tomorrow, and they're going to try and work out something up there. I know that we've got a lot of small block Chevy parts up here at Bob's. There's a lot of blocks, there's a lot of cranks, there's a lot of connecting rods, there's a lot of pistons. I think there's enough up there to put 2 or 3 spare engines together. So if we can't put the 18-degree motor together with the trick flow heads for the S10 right now, I think he's going to go ahead and just piece together one engine out of all of his good parts just so we can go race in November, possibly in Boosted's cash days, mega cash days, I think is what he's calling it. So that's coming up. Also, Jeremy was here this afternoon for a little bit, and he's got some progress made on Vicky's 64. The vintage air kit, he's been working on it down there at his shop. I haven't had a chance to stop down there and see him yet, but he's been sending me some video clips, and he is making progress on it. I'm hoping we don't have to change the alternator mounting. I don't know. I'll have to get down there and look at that and see what he's into there, but he's been working on it, and hopefully we should have the 64 back real soon. I know that Vicky and I would very much like to take off and go down to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge this fall. And we'll either just take the Malibu and just drive it down there, or we might just take the 64 C10, but it's got to have heat before we go down there to do that. So we'll see how that goes. Plus, I've still got this 327 laying back here. We got started for the 55. I need to get that done. I need to get that 55 put back together and get it put inside for the wintertime especially. But the 327, that's another project I've got coming up. Between the Nova, the S10 being blown up, Billy's still working on his Mustang. I'm playing with the Malibu. We've got the 55 Chevy we need to put back together. The 64 is down there getting vintage air put in it. We've just got projects going all over the place. We got more projects and we've got time to do them or shops to put them in, but we're working on that too. So that's going to about do it for tonight, guys. I thank everybody for watching, sharing, liking, subscribing, all that. It's been incredible. We really appreciate all the love and support. See y'all tomorrow. Well, I thought I was done for tonight.
You're not done.
What are you doing? That's not even funny. That's an assault gun.
It's fly season. Billy was out here killing flies earlier.
Good. What are you doing back out here? I was just getting ready to finish this video.
I was making sure that you were going to remember to tell the people about the October giveaway. Did you forget?
No, well...
You gotta do that.
Well, I don't know what we're giving away yet.
It's October. I told you, you better pick something.
What do you want me to do?
Do I get to pick?
No, but I'm asking you for a suggestion. What are you thinking?
Well, there needs to be a grand prize, which you're going to pick. A runner-up prize, which will be one of our beautiful wooden signs. And a third place prize, which will be a dozen of Miss Vicky's cookies.
Wait a minute. No.
Come
Yep.
on now.
I can ship them now that it's cold enough and they won't melt.
We're going back to that. My freaking dining room table, a complete mess.
Yep, it's cookie season.
Oh, God. So what do you want me to do for the grand prize?
I don't know.
Here we go with that again.
I know.
So what do you want me to do for a grand prize?
An afternoon with Bill.
No!
He would go running in horror. I don't know.
Well, let me think on it. We'll work on that. I'll come
You've
up with
got
something.
10 minutes.
No, I ain't doing it right now. I'm trying to get this video done. I'll ask everybody in the comments what would they like to see for a giveaway for October. How's that?
Well, I can tell them right now already how we're going to choose the winners is basically anybody who has placed an order from October 1st until October, let's say, 20th. 1st through the 20th.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll draw sometime right after that. That's what I'd like to do.
All right. So again, anybody that places an order in October
Mm-hmm.
enters you for
Yep.
a chance to win.
Yeah.
Is there a dollar amount?
Nope.
Whatever.
Whatever.
All right. Is that it?
Yep. it.